morning. Today I have the opportunity of introducing Principal Scientist P. Raghuram Reddy Garu from Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State University, and Sir is heading Rice Research Department. Sir, it's an honor to be meeting you today, and let me tell you all, the topic we have today is nothing but the rice. This is a staple food, and you may be wondering what is so different in the rice. After this 10 minutes of discussion and what Sir will share with us, you will really understand what's the difference and what's the speciality of the rice which we are going to talk today. So over to you, Sir. Sir, can you please tell me what exactly is this Telangana Sona rice? So this is something which is very much talked about. Let me also tell you, it is also called the diabetic rice. Now let us hear more from Sir on the technical part of it before I take you to the fields also. Sir.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Thank
Telangana Sona is a fine grain rice variety developed by Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agricultural University from Rice Research Center, Nagar, Hyderabad. It is a short duration fine grain variety with blast resistance.
Okay.
And this variety was approved by the State Varietal Release Committee in the year 2015.
Okay.
And then it was registered with PPV and FR it is registered under PPV FR Act also in the year 2018.
Okay, so any rice which goes out to the market, it has to be registered by
any variety released by the state government organizations like our university. They must be approved through the proper channel, that is State Varietal Release Committee.
Okay.
And subsequently will be registering, the gazette will be released from the central government also.
Okay, so this all happens after we have tested the rice variety.
Once it is having promising results, then only all this process will be taking place.
Okay.
And to protect the variety, so we have to register with the authority, proper authority,
to
so
protect
that
the rice variety.
to protect the variety,
we have
to register. We have to register with PPV and under FR Act also we have to register this variety. That also we completed in the year 2018.
తెలంగాణ సోనా వరి వంగడము 2015లో ప్రొఫెసర్ జయశంకర్ తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర వ్యవసాయ విశ్వవిద్యాలయం రిలీజ్ చేయటం జరిగింది. ముఖ్యంగా ఈ వెరైటీని రూపొందించడానికి వ్యవసాయ విశ్వవిద్యాలయం ముందున్న సవాల్ ఏమిటంటే, అప్పటి వరకు రైతులు పండిస్తున్న వంగడాలు 150 నుంచి 165 రోజుల పంటకాలం ఉన్న వంగడాలు, అవి తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర వాతావరణ పరిస్థితులకు అనుకూలంగా లేకపోవటము, దాదాపు 20-25 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి అవే వంగడాలను రైతులు వాడకంలో ఉంచుకోవటము, దానివలన దిగుబడి కూడా తగ్గటము, చీడపీడలు ఎక్కువగా ఆశించటం, ఇవన్నీ జరుగుతూ ఉండేవి. సో తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం ఏర్పడ్డ తర్వాత మన వాతావరణ పరిస్థితులకు అనుకూలంగా ఉండే వంగడాలను రూపొందించడానికి ఒక ప్రణాళికాబద్ధంగా ముందుకు వెళ్ళటం జరిగింది. దాని ఫలితమే ఈ తెలంగాణ సోనా, బతుకమ్మ మరియు కోనారం సన్నలు 2015లో మనం విడుదల చేయటం జరిగింది. ఈ తెలంగాణ సోనాకు మంచి స్వభావం కలిగిన వంగడం ఇది. ముఖ్యంగా ఇది 125 రోజుల పంటకాలం కలిగింది. దాదాపు 25 నుంచి 30 క్వింటల్ ఎకరాన దిగుబడి వస్తుంది. అగ్గి తెగులను తట్టుకుంటుంది. అదేవిధంగా నాణ్యత కలిగిన బియ్యము, సూపర్ ఫైన్ రకం. ఇంకొకటి ఏమిటంటే, దీంట్లో హెడ్ రైస్ రికవరీ, మనం మిల్లింగ్ చేసినప్పుడు దాదాపు 67% వరకు రికవరీ ఉంటుంది. అదే కాకుండా నేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ న్యూట్రిషన్ వారు జరిపిన అనాలిసిస్లో ఈ వంగడానికి మన టైప్ 2 డయాబెటిక్స్ ఏదైతే ఉన్నదో దాన్ని నియంత్రణలో ఉంచే శక్తి ఉన్నదని కూడా వారు కనుగొనటం జరిగింది. ఆ విధంగా ఈ వంగడము టేస్టీ, హెల్తీ మరియు న్యూట్రిషియస్ వంగడంగా మనము పేర్కొనవచ్చు.
What is the motivation behind getting this variety to the market, RNR 15048? I see it is very fine, but other than that, if you can just give us a brief intro to the technical
Yes.
aspects of this variety.
Rice is the predominant cereal consumed in South India,
Yes.
and in general, rice consumer preference is towards the fine grain varieties with good cooking qualities.
Yes, very much.
In this sector, especially BPT 5204 and some other fine grain varieties, these are the major players.
So
Which
BPT is the Sona Masuri rice.
Yeah,
which we
actually
eat.
BPT 5204 is Samba Masuri,
Samba
but
Masuri.
most of the vernacularly people call
Yeah, we call it as Sona
calling it as
Masuri.
Sona Masuri,
Yeah.
but the correct terminology is Samba Masuri.
Okay.
It is a variety released from the Bapatla College.
Okay.
So preference is towards that particular variety.
Okay.
But the problem is the BPT 5204 it is a long duration variety.
So long duration is
Means it takes around 145 days.
yeah. So
from
around 5 months for the rice crop to grow
and harvest.
To harvest. So that is 145 days.
145 days.
So Telangana Sona
And
has
it is highly susceptible to pests and diseases.
Okay.
Rice crop, just like any other field crop, it is infested with many pests and diseases.
Yeah.
Our objective is to develop fine grain variety
Okay.
of 125 days duration.
So that is shorter period.
Yes.
Around 4 months.
Yes. So we are able to cut down the duration by 20 days,
Okay.
so that farmer can have different options.
Yeah.
So our idea is to develop fine grain variety, especially taking the agroecological situation into Telangana.
Telangana. Okay.
Because in Telangana most of the rice is cultivated under wells and bore well situation,
Yes.
where water is very precarious and water is is costly here.
Okay.
And availability of water is also a big question mark in Telangana.
So this crop is mainly rain-fed or rain-dependent crop, sir. That is the
No,
kharif.
actually rice is cultivated under the two ecosystem. Actually in the two seasons. One in the Kharif season, in Telangana we call it as Vanakalam,
Yeah.
and the second season is called Rabi season in other places, and in Telangana we call it as Yasangi.
Okay, so we have two seasons for rice, kharif and rabi.
Rabi
We all
season.
have studied that in our school days. But in Telangana now we also have a new nomenclature. For kharif we have
Vanakalam.
Vanakalam. Vanakalam means rainy season.
Rainy season.
And then for rabi we have the name
Yasangi.
Yasangi.
These are the vernacular terms we'll be
Yasangi
using.
means summer. I mean on the way to
Yeah,
summer.
it comes from
Vesavi kalam.
November to April.
Yeah,
The
so
crops
kharif-
is
yeah,
crop
kharif
which we
is-
grows from November to April. It is called as Yasangi.
Yasangi.
Whereas the crop which grown from June to November,
It's
it is called Vanakalam rice.
Fine.
So this particular variety we
And
developed
it's
with
easy for farmers to understand also if you say Vanakalam.
especially
Yasangi.
government of Telangana kept these vernacular
Yeah.
terms taking the farmer's point of
Yes,
view only.
recently I had read an article on that.
Yes.
sir.
So this is a short duration variety
Okay.
with very fine grain quality.
Okay.
With a duration of 125 days, and it is having one important thing is blast.
Okay.
Blast is a disease caused in rice in all the rice growing areas. Blast is a serious disease both in Vanakalam as well as Yasangi.
So how does it affect a blast? Is it to the grain it affects or to the crop?
Blast
stage?
disease actually it occurs at two stages in case of rice crop.
Uh-huh.
It occurs at the leaf stage as well as the grain stage.
Okay, leaf stage is when the sapling grows little.
No, actually occurs the blast occurs at the seedling stage also.
Okay.
But the more economical damage is caused when it occurs at the grain stage
Okay. Yes.
or when the crop is in very active phase.
True. So production will be less.
The yield levels will be drastically lower when the blast incidence occurs. Sometimes it will be occurring in epidemic form also, this blast. So RNR 15048 it is having blast resistance, fine grain variety of 125 duration, and one more added advantage it is having a low glycemic index.
Yes, I was about
So
to ask.
its glycemic index is only 51.5.
So glycemic index is basically the level of sugar which is released into the body after having any food. So when we have rice, it is high in carbohydrate. So when we eat the food, when we eat rice, the amount of sugar it sends out into the blood gives how much amount it sends, that gives the glycemic index for every food. So low glycemic index are basically fruits and millets and things like that, and we have something like medium glycemic index, which are bananas, oats and all, and rice is considered to be with a high glycemic index. But I think Telangana Sona has a glycemic index of
51.5. It comes under actually low glycemic index category.
okay.
In generally white rice, potatoes and white bread, actually these all comes under the high glycemic index.
And they
But,
have a number of around 70, if I am not wrong. 70,
yes,
70 plus.
yes.
So which is pretty high for any
Pretty high.
normal human body. And since we South Indians, we consume more rice, we are more susceptible to having diabetes if our lifestyle is not very active.
Yes.
Earlier days it used to be, so there were not many complaints.
Yes. Actually, in India, we are having around 77 million people suffering from the diabetic too.
Oh, so that is
It's
as
quite,
per the current,
yeah,
index.
it is a quite higher number, and India is considered as the hub of the diabetes. So really, there is a serious need to give attention about the food habits of the people. Especially, these are some of the problems arising because of the lifestyle.
Sure,
So these
yes.
are called the blood pressure problems, sugar problems. These are called
because
the
our consumption has remained the same, the consumption style or eating habits of rice, but our lifestyle has changed. We have more sedentary jobs or work, so which is causing to these problems. And one of the reason can be the intake of high carbohydrate concentrated food. Sure, sir. So can we go to the field and know more about?
Yes, definitely, madam.
Sure. Thank you. This is simulation for susceptible variety of paddy.
Evaluation of variety for last basis.
This is for the screening of the variety. For blast, which is the
One of the major diseases is rice.
Sir, now that you had shared a lot of information how consumers will benefit with Telangana Sona variety, can you tell how the variety was bred?
Actually, Telangana Sona was developed by crossing MTU 1010, one of the popular rice variety, MTU 1010 with the JGL 3855.
Okay.
It is a cross between MTU 1010 and JGL 3855. It was developed by pedigree method.
Okay.
Means we will be doing the first we will be mating the female and male crossings will be doing, then afterwards we will be evaluating the population.
Okay.
So the crossing program actually it started in the year right back 2006
Okay.
Vanakalam season in 2006, and after 8 or 9 generations we have given the variety as mini kit testing to the so many farmers during the year 2013 year,
So generation.
and then subsequently it released.
Okay. So generation is a period of 6 months or 1
No, means will be each generation it will be taking one season.
Okay. One season of
Uh,
Kharif or Rabi.
One season of Kharif or Rabi for promoting the variety.
Okay.
We have to evaluate throughout the season.
Fine. Sir, what are the benefits to the producers or the farmers who are growing this variety? I mean, why should they grow Telangana Sona variety?
Our ultimate objective was to benefit the farming community only.
Okay.
So Telangana Sona is a short duration variety. That is the one advantage he is having.
That is 125 days.
125 days, so that he can raise a green manure crop before the rice crop.
What is green manure crop?
Actually, nowadays the livestock population, the animal population is very much reduced in case of farmers.
Okay.
So from the animal population, previously they used to have lot of farmyard manure
Yeah.
to apply to the fields.
Yeah.
That is the major source for the organic manure to the farming community.
Correct.
Because of the various reasons, now the farmers are not growing any, they are not keeping any animals. So application of the organic manure is very much reduced.
Yeah.
So we have to search for the alternate ways of providing the organic manures. Herein, as this is a short duration variety, wherein nursery has to be sown after July 20th only in case of RNR 15048.
that
So
is
farmer
after
is
the
having
rains.
farmer is having the opportunity to raise green manure crops.
Okay.
So the green manure crops are like sun hemp or dencha or like green gram. With the onset of the monsoons, they will be broadcasting the seed of the green manure crops,
Okay.
and they are allowing the green manure crops to grow around 40 to 45 days
Okay.
just before the start of the flowering.
Okay.
These crops will be incorporated into the soil for
Oh.
improving the soil
Soil
fertility, especially with the growing of the green manure crops. They can improve the soil health.
Oh, so I know they cultivate it.
They will be puddling it into
yeah,
the soil.
puddling it into the
They
soil.
will be puddling into the soil
So the
because of this.
leguminous,
Yes, as they are the
content.
legumes, they will be adding lot of nitrogen to the soil.
The natural nitrogen. to the
Nitrogen
soil.
is added to the soil.
Okay.
That is the one advantage. They can raise green manure crops as the duration is short duration.
And
And the second thing, one more advantage the farmer is having is it is having blast resistance,
Yeah.
as I just explained you.
yes.
So farmers will be incurring an amount of rupees 1500 to 2000 per acre by way of controlling the blast.
Okay.
By cultivating the RNR 15048, farmer is there is no need for the farmer to go for the plant protection aspects, especially in
For the
case of blast.
Okay.
So that one more advantage farmer is having. And RNR 15048, it is a fine grain variety with a low glycemic index.
Yeah.
So it is having good market price now.
So there'll be more
So
demand in
farmer
the
is
market.
fetching higher market price also.
It's almost like basmati, right? It looks very fine to me.
It is a fine variety, but
yeah.
basmati
More
grain will be still it will be longer. Whereas in case of RNR 15048, it is a short
Shorter.
duration. And one more advantage with this variety is it is suitable for both the seasons.
Okay, both Rabi and
It is
Kharif.
suitable for both Vanakalam as well as Yasangi.
Okay.
The variety can be cultivated for the both the season. So farmer himself, the seed which he has, as it is a variety, no need for them to every year purchase the seed also.
Okay.
So if he maintains certain purity in his seed, he can multiply his own seed and he can use it for 3 to 4 seasons.
Oh.
With the contamination is not there.
Sir, is the seed or the grain length anything of benefit or because
Yeah.
you said the length is short?
I'll explain you.
Yeah.
So especially that is in terms of the millers, how it is
Yeah.
beneficial. And one more thing, advantage with RNR 15048 is as it is a short duration variety. Now in case of Telangana, we are having more than 10 lakh acres with RNR 15048.
So 10 lakh acres are being
Suppose
cultivated.
in last this Kharif season or this Vanakalam 2020, we are having around 53 lakh acres in case of Telangana rice cultivated area.
Seeds are being supplied to the farmers from the university or do they have to source it from outside?
So actually here mostly will be concentrating on the breeder seed.
Okay.
That is the first stage of the seed multiplication. So the breeder seed is given to the different government agencies.
Okay.
So in turn they will be multiplying to next stage, that is foundation seed or certified seed.
Okay.
So that seed will be given to the farmers, and sometimes at our units also,
Okay.
means at our rice research center.
You can
There itself we
procure.
will be selling the seed at our doorstep also.
Okay. You were mentioning something about rice mela where the seeds.
So every year the university is organizing the seed melas,
Okay.
especially
Seed
in the May last week.
Okay.
So that at all the research stations, not only rice, whatever the different crops, mandate crops at research stations are there, the farmers can come over there and they can purchase the seed at that particular time. Of course, the counters will be there other time also, but that is a particular day from which we will be starting the
They
selling.
remember that this is a day
Yeah.
or week, so every
Yes.
year we can go there and
You can go
procure
there
the
and
seed.
procure the seed. That is one new step initiated by the our honorable Vice Chancellor.
Okay. So now that we discussed about how it is beneficial for consumer, which has less GI of 51, around 51%, and then for farmers it is beneficial because it is 125 days crop and it is blast resistant, and you can also internally do a
Incorporate green manure crops.
manure. So now after the farmer does the produce, he takes out this grain. and takes it to the miller. To the miller is whom he sells it, and miller in turn sells it to the distributor or to the market. So how is it beneficial to the miller? Because I think in the chain he is another stakeholder also.
This is the one big advantage thing even to the rice millers also.
Okay.
So in case of in general rice varieties like BPT 5204 or other varieties, fine grain varieties, you will be having a head rice recovery of around 60 to 64%.
So rice recovery is the amount of
The
rice which comes out of the grain.
Which out of the grain. It is
Okay.
only 60 to 64%.
Okay.
Whereas in case of RNR 15048, the rice recovery is quite high. It is 68 to 70%.
Okay, around 70%.
68 to 70%.
So that's the range.
So that is the range. So the farmer is, so the consumer, not only the consumer, but the miller is also benefited because he is getting the more rice recovery.
Okay.
Even as the farmers are cultivating the RNR 15048 in the second season also, they are getting high rice recovery. It is more than 67%.
Okay. So it is beneficial for farmers and for millers also.
As the head rice recovery is more even with the second season also.
Okay.
So the miller is also benefited because the availability of the grain is there throughout the year.
Very nice.
Unlike other before
Which are
this
more seasonal.
seasonal where they used to produce and
Hoard it.
they hold it for the entire 6 months.
Okay.
But now there is no need for the miller to hold it.
Okay.
He can purchase the second season crop also, and as his head rice recovery is quite good,
Okay.
so the miller is also benefited.
So what are the marketing aspects of this? Because I mean, not many people know that this variety has less GI and it is really beneficial for everybody in the stages like farmer, miller, we as consumers. So what are the marketing initiatives you have taken so that when people can know about it and they can slowly get into consuming this variety of rice? Because only if there is demand, then the production will also increase.
Actually, university is taking very keen interest, especially our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. V. Praveen Rao Garu, under his dynamic leadership. Sir initiated so many steps for marketing of this particular variety also.
Okay.
So actually we are supplying the quality breeder seed for multiplication of the variety and seed availability at the farmers, so that it can be it can spread very fast. And one other advantage what you are saying is regarding the marketing of the rice rice as a consumer preference.
Yes.
So university has already in agreement with some of the private organizations like
Okay.
so with these private organizations we are having agreement wherein tie-up we are actually having memorandum of understanding with some of the companies,
Okay.
so that the university logo will be there on the product which they are marketing. Like BEFAC 4X Private Limited is there. They are having a MOU with the university.
The BEFAC stands for?
BEFAC is a private organization which is doing the marketing of our product. And recently you can see that even the rice is going to United Arab Emirates also. So it is moving to it is moving India also. It is going to other
So it is
countries
being
also.
exported also.
Exported to other countries
And
as it is having low GI.
Okay. And India also, is it being sent to other parts like north, east, west
yes.
for cultivation?
Yes, and we are having tie-up with this Deccan Mudra. Also, we are having a tie-up with that organization also, and some of the agencies already they are approaching us for this sort of agreement.
Okay.
And regarding cultivation, besides Telangana, the variety is cultivated in our adjoining states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra.
So these are all
These are the
rice
some of the
belt
states where it
India.
is cultivated, especially because of this rice quality only.
Okay. So they are cultivated for both Rabi and Kharif in other states.
Yeah, as the
also?
variety is suitable for the two seasons,
Okay.
as the climatic conditions are more or less similar to Telangana,
Yeah.
they are also cultivating this variety in both the seasons.
Okay. Sir, if common people want to, buy Telangana Sona rice, so what do they ask for in market? What is the rice variety they want?
Yeah, they have to ask Telangana Sona only, because now Mulkanur Cooperative Society people also,
Okay.
which is a very big cooperative society.
Mulkanoru
Mulkanur Cooperative Society, very big cooperative society. a classical example of the farmer society.
Okay.
So they are also marketing RNR 15048 in the name of Telangana Sona only.
Okay.
So farmer has to ask for Telangana Sona.
The consumer has
Yes,
to ask.
the consumer has to ask for the Telangana Sona. So it is available. They are having franchise also. At Uppal also they opened an outlet.
Okay, at Uppal also.
Uppal also they opened an outlet exclusively. They opened an outlet of Mulkanuru,
Okay.
where they are keeping the rice of the RNR 15048.
So anybody who's interested to consume, I think interested, I would say that we should be eating. Even I would be switching to this, because in my paddy, small patch of paddy field, we have started growing Telangana Sona. We should look for Telangana Sona variety online also. I don't want to name it, but then if you search for this variety, this rice is available, and as we create a demand, the production will also increase.
One more important thing I want to say with you, that some of the consumers are under the impression that it should be taken by the only diabetic patients. It is not like that. It is not like that.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a healthy rice.
Right.
The healthy rice can be consumed by anybody.
anyone.
And besides the low glycemic index, it is having more proteins also.
Yeah,
It is having 8.40% of protein, which is almost 6% higher than
the usual protein.
Yeah, that
content
is
of rice?
yeah, it will be around 6.5 to 7.5%. So in case of RNR 15048, it is 8.40%, which is around more than 6% higher than the BPT 5204. So it is having more protein, low glycemic index. So it is a healthy food.
Yeah.
So one should not be under the wrong
It is only for diabetes,
under
yeah.
misconception that this rice should be consumed by only the persons who are having type 2 diabetes. It's not like that. It is a healthy food.
For
Anybody can eat. It can be consumed, more so with the persons who are suffering from the diabetes. So it is having added advantage to those people.
So for any healthy lifestyle, if we are super consumers of rice, then I think we should gradually switch to this rice. Try it out, guys, and check out how it is impacting our lifestyle and food habit. Ramreddy Garu, thanks a lot for the time you have spent. I think there's a lot more information we could have actually asked him, but because of the time paucity, and we'll be sharing details of the university and sir's coordinates and contacts. If anybody is interested, they can surely reach out. And thanks a lot for the time, sir. I will take you shortly to the fields, and we'll have a little experience how it feels to be in the field, or have a tractor ride or something of that sort. And thanks for the opportunity and the time. Thank you.
Okay.
Alright, so we are in the testing field. So this is a rice variety. Let me pluck a few and chala gatiga unnai. So this is a sapling which is being tested. మీ పేరేంటి? శోభారాణి. ఈ నీళ్లు రోజు దీంట్లో పోస్తారా? ఫ్రెష్ వాటర్
పెట్టి నీళ్ళు పెడతామనుకో, పొద్దున తీసేస్తాం, సాయంత్రం ఫుల్గా నింపుతాం.
Okay, so every day fresh water is being transferred to this.